Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for another daily cryptocurrency market update. If you are finding yourself on this channel for the first time, every single day at 1 p.m. UK time, we drop an update just like this one to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space, but also the broader markets. And this is really where our channel separates itself from the herd. We don't just look at crypto, we look at the broader macroeconomic landscape and equity markets and precious metal markets to help us synthesize where we think our small but very significant market is heading. And we have assessed since the start of this year that that was the time to be buying cryptocurrencies, and everything is coming to fruition. We have a monster of a video lined up for you. We're going to be starting off with a clip from the chief officer over at Bitwise, talking about not just Bitcoin and crypto, but how it finds itself in the general markets. And it aligns very much with what we've been saying for a long time. We have literally just disagreed with the bears on the timing of a crash and what the markets do up until that point. And a factoid here is the S&P will rally within 2% of its high 2 months prior to a recession. We've assessed a recession doesn't come later on until later on. And ultimately, Bitcoin is now in an uptrend against a market that is going to do well on its own merit. So across the board, things are looking spectacular. We're going to start the video off there. Then we're going to be going over to some news involving MicroStrategy and a ETF that derives from MicroStrategy. And this is the thing with a Bitcoin spot ETF, ladies and gentlemen. It opens up the Wall Street floodgates. Right now, they are very much siloed and outside of it and can't get into it in the likes of the United States. However, once an ETF is approved, and it's very likely we're going to see that, Bitcoin is pricing that in currently. It hasn't fully priced it in. I actually don't think that you're going to get a crash on it. I think you might get a bit more of a pullback. Maybe that aligns with a technical level that we looked at in yesterday's video. Please do, if you're new to the channel, go and catch up on all or as many as possible of the other daily market updates that you can. It's really going to help you build an overall picture. But we are going to be looking at MicroStrategy news, and then we're going to be going over to some charts. We're going to be looking at the total market cap. We're going to be looking at the total 2, which excludes Bitcoin, and the total 3, which excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are all breaking out. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I will be dropping 5 altcoins that have all broken out. We have many more that my Patreons are aware of, and we've been taking this year to accumulate. Get on that train, ladies and gentlemen. Not only do we offer this free content, and we love you guys, but if you want to take it a step further and find out what I'm buying and where, do consider becoming a Patreon. We have altcoins that are moving and shaking at the moment that we're very excited about. So without further ado, guys, let's dive in to the clip of the Bitwise chief talking about the markets.
So let's bring in Matt Hogan, CIO, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise Asset Management. He joins us now live. Matt, good to see you and appreciate your time. Before we dig down into some of the more specific drivers of crypto and also Bitcoin, I want to take it up to 30,000 feet and get a helicopter view. And I'm wondering whether you think that it is coincidental or not that we've seen Bitcoin and other crypto starting to rip higher at roughly about the same time that we've also seen gold spiking significantly as well, above $2,000 a troy ounce. I mean, how much of this, I'm wondering, is sort of a safety trade, do you think?
Yeah, it's a great question, and thanks for having me on. Every bull market has multiple drivers. You mentioned earlier the likelihood of a spot Bitcoin ETF. I think that's a huge driver of what we're seeing in crypto. But what you mentioned with gold and with interest rates coming down on the 10-year in the US, expectation for future interest rate cuts, I think people are moving into sort of inflation sensitive and risk on assets. And assets that provide sort of a protection against economic risk. All of those factors combined have driven this crypto rally, and we've seen this enormous move up. It's been incredible to watch.
Does it have legs? Is I think is the question a lot of people are asking.
My view is over the long term, the answer to that is absolutely yes. What this crypto bull market is about professional investors and institutional investors entering the market for the first time. Really, for the last 13 years of Bitcoin's existence, it's run from a penny to $44,000, has been built on the backs primarily of retail traders. But the advent of an ETF, firms like BlackRock coming into the market, that's going to the big money into the crypto market for the first time ever.
And we absolutely agree. He mentions things like gold, which we've been looking at. We think gold is on its way to $3,000 plus. Bitcoin is an uptrend against gold. We've got still higher targets for the S&P. A lot of our targets for the stock market Everything is public. Guys, go down and smash that like button and also the subscribe button. You do not get 360 market analysis like you do anywhere in the crypto space other than the Allincrypto channel. And not only that, we do have a website that we're about to go over in just a second and kind of touch on the point that he made in regards to Wall Street. Let's dive into that. This is the allincrypto.com website. We do have an app coming out very soon, and I'm sure some of you may have noticed the portfolio section here at the top. We are planning on launching something absolutely massive and spectacular in 2024. My Patrons are already trialing it out, so watch out for that and be a part of it. It's something that you guys will be able to use to help you in a number of ways, like keeping track of your cryptocurrencies, how they're moving, and we've put in a number of really cool features. So MicroStrategy yield-bearing exchange-traded fund is on the table, and it's being facilitated by YieldMax. You can see the filing here. YieldMax, a specialized ETF firm, is set to launch the first of its kind yield-bearing ETF product centered around MicroStrategy stock. This pioneering effort makes a significant stride in investment products, offering an inventive way for investors to engage with a leading player, in the Bitcoin domain. This is awesome. You are now going to see a flurry of Bitcoin related products. And this is the bullish thing about, an ETF. Right now, crypto still exists in this very gray area. And with an ETF, it's the first kind of hurdle overcame. You're going to see Ethereum ETFs, and then you're going to see the likes of ETFs with a lot of the products that Grayscale have listed. I think a Solana ETF is probably going to be one of the first. That's just my hunch. It is a status token, an institutional favorite. Let's now move over to some markets. And this is something that we have been highlighting for a while. And we said at this point here, the total cryptocurrency market had broken out and an uptrend was likely to ensue. In the Patreon, we teach something called stage analysis, which is a really interesting way of looking at the markets and breaking it down into 4 stages and giving strict rules with what you do at each stage. It's very interesting, and it will put you as an investor, if you can technically assess a market, way ahead of the pack. So this is a broken out market, very similar to what we were calling for Bitcoin earlier this year. And an uptrend is going to ensue. Now, you are going to run into resistance here. There are going to be pullbacks. An uptrend is, just to use a bit of Dow theory, and we'll pull up the Elliott waves to kind of identify this. I don't think these are the waves, by the way. You are going to get pullbacks along the way. But this is a broken out trend now. And this is now in the form of an uptrend. If you look at the total market cap, this has just broken out, in my opinion. So depending on where you want to draw things, I have seen some people say it's already broken out. You've got inflated volume on both of these. So this is a range that you've now broken out of. If we look at, so this is the total 2 excluding Bitcoin. If you look at the total 3, again, boom, and we're off. Inflated volume. The market is now in an uptrend, guys. Get your altcoins. We're going to be releasing 5 altcoins. We've spoken about a couple of them. Cardano, we mentioned just before this 15% run. Look at this for an uptrend, ladies and gentlemen. So everything is moving and shaking. We also think we have the macro right. Talking about MicroStrategy, let's take a little look at MicroStrategy stock before I love and leave you. This is also something that I've spoken about on my Patrons, along with many other stocks. You can see range, breakout, retest, textbook, onto the next price level. So everything is moving in the right direction. Even ARK Investments, poor Cathy Wood. Coinbase is one of our killers this year. We've been naming loads of them, and everything is moving in the right direction. And we've been positioned early. Unfortunately, being early in the markets does mean you have to ride a little bit of volatility, but it will be worth it in our assessment. So everything is moving in the right direction. It's absolutely beautiful to see. Long may this continue. You mentioned gold there. Gold is... You had a breakout into new all-time highs that was very harshly met. I think this was a big player positioning, knowing what is inevitably coming. We have targets for gold from a bull flag and also from a broader cup and handle pattern that's going to take you to around about the 3.5K region. What's going to be going under that context? He also mentioned rates coming down and things like that. Everything is lining up perfectly, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are a regular viewer of the All In Crypto channel, you will be ahead of the pack and have understood all of this before it's actually taking place. And now you're getting confirmation of it all. That is really all I've got for you guys on this fabulous Friday. If you've enjoyed the content, a like is appreciated, so is a comment. And I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.